pretend, let's pretend, let's pretend we score the goal!
Hi everybody and welcome to episode 9 of the Coach Killers podcast. My name's Nick and I'm here with Stefan. How you going, Stefan?
Very good, mate. Very pumped and energised as always.
So what do we have on the show this week, Stefan?
We have our Coach Killer of the Week, our Game of the Week, and more importantly, Fan Talk.
And we also have an exclusive interview with Wellington Phoenix's brand new signing,
Mr. Stephen Taylor.
Yes, huge news there. You know, good for the league getting a ex-Premier League player in.
Yes, a Newcastle United cult figure,
That's
so
right.
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, but let's kick off with our Coach Killer of the Week.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I'll do the drum roll again this week. They've been working well for us.
Yes.
So here we go.
And our Coach Killer of the Week is AS Roma.
Yes, I cannot believe it. You make a semi-final of a Champions League and then you go and
Yes,
sell your
no.
best players and
I
you're
know.
signing Brian Cristiante and I don't even know, Clivert. Who the is that, mate?
No, calm down. No, look, as a fan, I know exactly what's happened. So basically,
Tell us.
What's happening is at the moment, Roma's trying to balance the books. They're still in a negative financially. That's why they've sold Salah, Rudiger, now Alisson, Nainggolan. They need to balance the books to build the new stadium.
Yep.
It's a financial
And that's
decision.
why they'll always be a mid-table team, mate.
Not really. They're building the foundations for success for the future. So I'm not, you know what?
So you're happy with how it's gone, how they've sold Becker, how got rid of Nainggolan. All right, they got in a couple good youngsters, but where's your experience, mate? Where's it gone? It's all gone out the window.
They're doing a smart thing at the moment. They're building on experience with youth, which is the best way to go forward in the future. If you want to get into the successful teams with Europe, you have to do this. It's a proven model. It's worked before.
You do, but you need the experience, which is gone now. Like, who are they going to look up to?
You still got
Dzeko?
Kevin Strootman, Edin Dzeko, Manolas.
I don't know. If they want to be making the final and not just semi-finals or even making it through, you can't be selling your best players. It's the wrong way to go about it. Personally, but it's interesting to hear what you think, as an AS Roma
I mean, of course I'm
supporter.
disappointed as a fan because he'll lead you on to trophies, but in hindsight, it's out of my control. So if I ramble on about it, which I will,
Yeah.
look, it's obviously bad because
That's right.
Alisson's a
Deserved
gun.
Coach Killer of this week.
He's definitely, yes, AS Roma deserve the Coach Killer of the Week.
Right.
But
they're doing what Arsenal did, mate. Imagine Arsenal didn't sell all those players. What kind of a team they would have had?
yeah, but look, we got bigger fish to fry at the moment. We've got a stadium to build, so that's why they sold him. I'm afraid they've got to sacrifice success for a long-term gain, which is
That's
what they're
fair
doing.
enough. So now they're a stepping stone to a Juventus or a AC Milan or a Inter Milan.
You could see it as that. Yeah, they probably are.
We'd like to get everyone's thoughts on that, so maybe give us some comments. this
Yes,
week
not
and
too
let us know
harsh
what
because it's
you
my
think.
team.
Rip into them, mate.
No.
Get it in. But let's move on to our game of the week, which was Chelsea versus Perth Glory.
What a headshot! What a head!
Yeah, I mean, great game, really.
It was.
A lot of, obviously, Chelsea controlled the game. You weren't going to expect much from Perth. However, look,
Yep.
it finished 1-0. The goal from Pedro was pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall, good performance for Australian football because it was a
Right.
sellout in Perth.
Yeah,
so
they did a lot of, fan engagements and stuff during the week, which was great as well to see.
Yeah, definitely.
But the game itself, was of high quality. Do you think Perth's new signings showed anything? Or?
I think they were definitely more balanced. However, I think they have a real problem at the moment in the defence with Ivan Franjic. I mean,
Oh, really?
he bungled a few shots, and I'm just considering whether maybe as a left back you should actually do your job more because that's where most of the attacks appeared from in the whole game. So, I'm not sure whether that's a problem for them, but we'll see in the season, I guess. However, good start for them, definitely.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. How do you think Sari went in his first game?
Yeah, not bad. He was obviously shouting on the sideline a lot, taking a lot of notes, that's for
very
sure.
animated.
Yeah, him and Zola obviously together for the first time. It's going to be interesting. There's a massive
is.
question. He hasn't obviously been very successful as previous Chelsea coaches
Yep.
in regards to trophies and that, but I still think he'll definitely bring something.
Yeah, definitely. So let's move on to our special
Yes.
interview this week with our special guest.
Mr. Stephen Taylor.
Yeah, Stephen Taylor from the Wellington Phoenix. Here we go. This is how it went.
Our special guest today has won the UEFA Intertonto Cup and the English Football League Championship with Newcastle United and has over 200 appearances in the EPL. Please welcome Stephen Taylor.
How you going, Stephen?
Hey, thanks for having me.
So it's a pleasure to have you on, Stephen. Can you just tell us a little bit about growing up in England and going through the ranks of becoming a professional footballer?
Yeah, as a kid, especially from a very young age, from 9 years old, all I ever did was, with a lot of friends, would go on the field, a local field, use our bikes as goals, and it was every night. It was a routine. You go down there, you play together, always football down there. It started out with boys' club, just playing every Sunday, and then play for the school during the week. And I was very fortunate living in Newcastle is a footballing city. So for me, it was, one day it was a dream to play for Newcastle United. And my dad used to take me to the matches. So I used to watch every home game with my dad in the stands. And for me, it was like, hopefully one day trying to be a player like Philippe Albert, who wore the number 27 shirt. That's why all the way through my career, I've got the number 27 shirt. So that's where that comes from.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about how it feels to play for Newcastle United and being in Newcastle.
Yeah, it's really fair. Newcastle, it's a footballing city. I think anybody who goes to the UK and they ask about Newcastle in the northeast, they eat, sleep football. That is how it is up there. You go shopping and you see the grandmas and granddads who work in the shops, and they're talking about it all week from Monday to Friday. It's different because you can go to London.
Majority lifestyle, huh?
No, it's unbelievable. Like, literally, you go there, you get reminded of each game, and it's good. You want to interact with the fans and interact with people, and that's one of the biggest things I've always been with the fans, with whether it's Newcastle, the Portland Timbers fans, the Ipswich fans, the Peterborough fans. I'm a big believer in that. You have to interact with your fans because on a game day, they're your biggest supporters. You need them on board with you, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. You have to stay humble, and I think you are very humble, whereas some other players, might be more focused on, the footballing lifestyle and
the party life.
Yeah, that's right.
No, listen, it's the people who are around you. I think it's important. I'm a very old school kind of guy. I've kept my circle very, very small. My mum and dad always supported me with football, making sure they get me to training 3 times a week. They had to sacrifice leaving work on time. If training started at 6 o'clock, they would have to ask their bosses, can they get home to pick me up, take me to training. Never late. I'm a big believer in that. And timekeeping. My dad, he's very old school. Always make sure they're early. And obviously, I was very fortunate to have my best friend since 6 years old supporting me through the tough times that you do have when you've had injuries. You've got to come back, setbacks. And football's a roller coaster. There's going to be so many highs, but I tell you what, there's a lot of lows. But it's how you bounce back and recover. And I think it's important for the people around you. Obviously, they're the ones who help you and get you through that. But I'm a big believer. It's all in your head. You can't beat yourself up. There's times you're not going to have a good game. It's how you recover, how you deal with the next game, and don't be scared, don't hide, and just relax and be confident.
Yeah, being confident.
Yeah, I think be confident is the biggest thing, and coming out here and seeing the team and the young boys coming through now and how confident everyone is a big thing. I think it's important now, a new manager and hopefully a new era now for Wellington.
Yeah, awesome. So, Stephen, playing in the Premier League is a massive accomplishment. Who was the toughest team that you played against? I
think for me, the toughest team I played against would have to be Chelsea. I think when you play against a Chelsea side, especially when Mourinho first took over, you had Didier Drogba, Ian Robben, Damien Duff, Carvalho, John Terry, Makelele, Frank Lampard. The players they've got are all world-class players.
A very strong lineup there.
It's a strong side, and I remember when we played Mourinho on his second time round, and they came to St James Park, and all season they were unbeaten, and everyone kept saying, and in the press was all this build-up, they're gonna win, and big dogs is all my career. I've been an underdog for Newcastle, and when you're a team like Newcastle, you play against the top sides, you're always going to be that. But for us, we were the first team to beat them in the Premier League, and it was at St James's, beat them 2-1, and that was one of the biggest, results of my career, of beating a Chelsea side like that with the quality and world-class players that they have on the pitch. But to play in the Premier League is obviously every young kid's dream, and for me to do that for my hometown club for many years. It was a fantastic, it was a fantastic dream come true.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine playing for your hometown club.
Yeah, it'll be
What an achievement.
bloody amazing, I reckon.
Yeah.
You know, playing in the Premier League. But just quickly, how was it? You know, going to Manchester United at Old Trafford. You know, going to Liverpool at Anfield, or even Arsenal at the Old Highbury. You know, facing them. Do you go into those games thinking that you can win?
We always believe we can. Yeah, we've always done well. We've always done well. Yeah, no, we always believe we do well. And to be fair, we have done well against the top sides. We've gone there. One thing you can't do.
Do you go there to collect the point?
Yeah, you can't always go there and sit back and accept the pressure, because if they score an early goal, it kills your game plan. You're going to have to come out and change your style of play. And I think the best thing is you got to go and take the game to them and show no fear. And don't give them time and space. Good players want time and space. If you give them that, they're going to control the game. And if you get a bit of pressure on them, let's see how they can play. A bit of physical pressure as well, kind of deal with that and turn it into an old school kind of game.
Yeah, that's it. Harden them up a bit, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
So who was the toughest player you ever played against, and who was the best that you played with, Stephen?
The toughest player I played against would have to be Ruud van Nistelrooy for Manchester United. For me, he was unbelievable. Literally, he's just a very clever player, very clever, and you give him half a yard, he's going to punish you. And that's the difference about being world class. And not just there, but he was incredible. What a player! And I think the best player that I played with, I would say, it obviously has to be Alan Shearer. His goal record speaks for itself. Playing in the same team, no, he just gives you that confidence when he's on the team sheet. You believe you're going to win because you're going to get goals, and you rely on a player of his quality. You know, you deliver anything in the box, and he's a machine in front of goal, and I think that's why he holds the Premier League record.
Yeah, absolute legend, Alan Shearer was.
Class.
How was he as a leader, though?
As a leader, I was very fortunate because as I came into I left school at 16 and went straight into the first team setup. So I was surrounded with very experienced players like Shay Given, Gary Speed, Jonathan Woodgate, and Alan Shearer. Having them four was a big part of me because it grounds you. It kind of then took me under their wing, and especially Alan Shearer, who on the pitch is like a manager, literally non-stop shouting and telling players where they should be. And it's great to give you a kick up the backside, but you don't want to let them down. You want to have someone around you who you don't want to let down. And for me to play with like a legend like that, train against them, and don't get me wrong, listen, my early days when I was 16 to 18, I was getting battered day in and day out by him. His elbows, his arms. But I'll tell you what, It toughened me up. It toughened us up. I never complained.
Definitely would.
Well, that's why I'm surprised I haven't got many more marks on my face from him, actually. But no, he was good like that. You know, one of the things, he gained your respect by giving it back as well, and I think that's when I gained the respect from him.
Yeah, of course.
But I enjoyed it, the physicality, and I had the likes of Craig Bellamy, the speed of him, and where to be marking him and speaking to him, how to mark that kind of play, Alan Shearer, how to mark that kind of player. So for me, I was very fortunate to step into a group of players who have played at the highest level, played at World Cups, European Championships, and gained the experience that they've gained. And I'll be honest with you, I'm 32 now, but I'm still learning, and I don't think you're ever too old to stop learning. So for me, to be around, and especially coming to the year league now, and with the manager and staff who have played in this league and understand it and what the winning formula is, I think it can only be a positive thing for Wellington. Exactly right.
What was the feeling like scoring a goal against Celta Vigo in the Europa League?
Yeah, that was my first goal for Newcastle, and those nights, that's what Newcastle fans all want. They want to be in Europe. They want to play those special nights on a Thursday night under the lights of St James Park. 52,000 fans sell out, and it was 1-1, and it was a corner. Last four minutes, and just a ball and scored my first ever goal for Newcastle to be the winner in the Total Cup, and did the Forrest Gump from corner flag all the way past the halfway line. I could not believe it. I think yourselves would have done the exact same. To be fair, if you had that opportunity, you'd do the same, and I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Definitely. What an epic run.
Yeah, definitely. Sprinting through there.
But for us growing up in Australia, we've played the FIFA video game and got to play as our favourite players and our teams. For someone like you, how surreal is it seeing yourself in a video game and getting to play with Newcastle United and Stephen Taylor? Actually,
it was. I always, when I was a kid, you play in the video games. I like Championship Manager, the Pro Evolution, and all the FIFA games. And then when you see yourself on there, it is a bit surreal, and you're just praying to God that you do all right in that game, because your friends will give you a bit of stick if you don't.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I wish I could play myself in the game. So, Stephen, who was your favourite manager in your time at Newcastle?
For me, it was a no-brainer. Sir Bobby Robson.
Absolute
for him
legend, yeah.
To give me my debut away to Real Mallorca. One of the memories I'll never forget, having such a legend of a manager for what he's done in the game, work with him day in, day out on a training pitch, was incredible. I think for Sir Bobby Robson to do what he's done is amazing, and I was very fortunate and very lucky as a young kid leaving school to be given that opportunity to play for my hometown club.
Yeah. Well, here's a weird question, Stephen. Please tell us where you got the idea to put Begovic off for that Cabaye free kick against Stoke.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
In football, I think anyone will tell you do what you have to do to win a game. And for me at the time I think the same again. It was 1-1, and I was thinking of the game. We weren't getting too many chances. We got a free kick close to goal, and I was Johan Cabaye at the time. He's a little French magician with those free kicks. And I was just praying to God that he hit the target. But with the goalkeeper, he's a top goalkeeper, and I'm trying everything. I'm in front of his face. I'm trying to put him off, and I'm just trying to get in and just get him off. Trying to get his wall lined up. Because I know goalkeepers are very, unique with what they want to do with the goal and with the wall and everything. So I thought, let's get in his face. And we got lucky. We got a goal which went in, and for us it worked. I've tried it a few times and it hasn't worked, but that one time, especially when we did need the 3 points, then listen, you do what you need to do in a pitch to win the game, and that's the most important thing. That's the only thing people remember. What was the score? So happy days.
That's it, happy days.
So now that the World Cup is over, what are your thoughts on the tournament and how England actually progressed and how far they went?
I think with England, the performances, we looked very strong. I think going forward, I think a lot of sides, they wouldn't want to play England. I think caused so many problems with defences. They struggled against our pace going forward with the counter-attack. We look very strong in defence, and I think for us going forward, we had some great draws. I think with the side, the group that we went on, go all the way through to obviously the Croatia game, and you look at Croatia, they had a couple of hard extra time games, which I was thinking would have sapped the energy out of a lot of their key players. But when you've got players like Modric and the players in their side who are playing at the top level, it's a different kind of ball game.
So would you say, Croatia having the extra experience, is better than England being such a young side?
I think the experience does help Croatia. I think they've got players who have been in them kind of situations for their club in the big games. And I don't know whether in the English game there's been many players who have been in that kind of situation just yet. But for me now, the experience that they're going to gain from this World Cup, if that doesn't give them confidence, I don't know what will. So I think everybody back home in England is looking forward to the European Championships now, because the confidence is there, they've experienced it.
Do you think they can actually win the Euro?
Well, I don't see why not. The togetherness I think, we're the best togetherness team in the whole of the World Cup. If you look at the players and how they interacted with the fans as well, the manager, I think he needs to reap a lot of rewards, because what he's done there was fantastic. Gareth Southgate,
Yeah, Southgate's definitely changed things up.
Yeah, he's well organised. I think he's got the team playing how he wants, and they were well drilled and very unfortunate. They did cause a lot of teams problems, and like I said, I would like to see how it would come against France, because you're playing against two very quick attacks.
Yeah, that's right. Well, England showed they had a quick attack, which was great.
Yeah, but eventually, obviously, France winning, they are the best in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
So congratulations, Stephen, on recently signing for Wellington Phoenix. What are your expectations for the upcoming season, and what is your view on the A-League?
Obviously, I've heard a lot about it. I spoke to Michael Bridges quite a bit about the A-League, about Wellington. I'm very fortunate. I played against Wellington for Newcastle in 2014, and I knew about the area. When we came down here, we played at the stadium, which was absolutely phenomenal. The atmosphere that was there on that day
Oh, right.
for us was incredible. So for me, I knew about that, the training facilities when I came and had a look around that. And I think for me now coming and being a part of it, new manager, new era, new players coming in, everyone's hungry. A lot of players I heard from last year, you've got to understand, it's been a couple of years of, the boys have been disappointed. For whatever reason that is, that's happened. That's in the past now. We're all looking forward and moving on for this season.
And yeah, that's, signing Steven Taylor is a
Steven
massive
Taylor,
asset.
that's it.
Listen, that's nothing. Listen, we've got a strong side, and I think that's the biggest thing now is bringing players in who are hungry, who want to play for the shirt, and who want to win. The manager's made it very clear. If you're not going to perform in training, you're not going to be with us. And he starts in the training ground now. It's been very hard. He's running the lads very tough in the sessions. They've been harder than what I've expected even back in England. He's coming from a winning mentality. He knows what it takes to win out here, like I said earlier on. But it's shown in the training sessions. The lads early on when I first came here, how you can see how they're getting fitter and fitter, and they're doing the extra, the hill runs, the extra runs on the track and the field, the afternoon sessions, the gym sessions. The sports science here is second to none. I haven't dealt with this kind of quality since I was at Newcastle. Literally, and you got to look at it now. And football's moving on every year, and I think this is fantastic for the Phoenix because they're moving with the modern day football, and every year football it changes and it gets better and better, and you have to come with the ages. And you can see now in sports science that they've done the research, they've done the work, but the players are very fortunate that they've got this, and hopefully we can benefit and do it on the pitch. That's our jobs now, is they've got to get us ready, and it's up to us on the pitch to perform as a team.
Well, thank you, Stephen. You've been great throughout this whole interview.
Yeah,
we really
absolute
appreciate
pleasure.
you giving us your time, and we hope to have you on again very, very soon. And good luck with Wellington. Go the Phoenix.
Yeah, go the Phoenix. Go Steven Taylor.
That's it.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
What an awesome interview, and what a top bloke.
Unbelievable. He
Top
was
man, as he would say.
He was a top man. Stephen Taylor, you're a top man, mate.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be hearing from him again on our podcast.
course,
so
yeah.
stay tuned, people.
Yeah, we'll have him on again during the season.
Yeah.
It was great to speak to him and hear about all the things he faced growing up, and all the desire and the hard work that he put in to
And
make it to where he was.
My favourite part of the interview was how they went into the games, when he was saying, that they always did well. And it's true. If you look at their track record against the top teams,
That's right.
they've always went
gotta
out
have
there to get the
belief.
points.
Yeah.
Correct.
My favourite bit was actually that he said having a proper goalkeeper is the best, the most important part of your team. So selling Alisson Becker is not the right way to go about it, mate.
All right.
Sorry, I had to throw that little one in there.
You got me.
But let's move on to fan talk.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, so fan talk for week 9. So Noah Max Stella on our Instagram wants to know our EPL predictions.
Ooh.
Thanks for that, Noah, by the way.
Yeah. As things are now, I would say City still have it in the bag.
Ooh, that's tough coming from
It's
a Man
tough to
United
say.
fan, but it's true.
Yeah. Oh, it depends. It's for Man United personally. It's been horrible not having all your squad there. And as Mourinho said during this week in his press conferences, the team is made up of under 23 players, under 18 players, reserve players, and
Yeah.
first team players. So and they haven't really been doing much in the market. I think Chelsea look good.
Yeah, I think Chelsea look good as well.
Chelsea look good. Arsenal, it'll be very interesting to see
So
how
right
they do.
now, who do you think is going to win it, in your view?
Right now, I think it'll be closer than it was last season, but I think still City have it in the bag, depending on what United do.
Yeah.
I'll go out on a limb. Liverpool will have a great season,
Yeah, maybe.
unfortunately. So that hurts to say as well. They've had some good signings. They've put in the work and going through that experience last season of making a Champions League final.
Yeah, well,
losing.
Yes. Losing dismally. But my EPL prediction is going to be Liverpool.
Liverpool winning.
Yeah, I think Liverpool
Oh
have been
my
the
God.
most active in the transfer market. They've
If
made
they
the
win it,
smartest signings.
Put it this way: if they win it, a podcast is finished. I bet you.
What?
There is no way Liverpool win it. All right, they'll finish top 4 for sure.
No, I think
I'll
they're going to
give
have
you
a good crack. Alisson Becker, Shaqiri, Fabinho.
Yeah. They're not world class players, but you know
They
they're
are
Allison's probably their best signing.
Allison has the
They needed
chance
that
to
after
prove.
Karius again, our inaugural coach killer of the week.
Yes, our first ever coach killer.
Yeah,
Lawrence Karius.
yeah. So I think he's maybe on the way out, or maybe the other one's gone.
Yeah, well, look, my prediction's Liverpool, 100%. I think it's time that Klopp the flop is going to prove something.
I don't know. I hope United can get some more signings.
Time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they can get Gareth Bale over the line.
Won't happen. But
But yeah. So City are still, I think, they've done well. They got
so it's
Mahrez.
City versus Liverpool.
No, it's City versus Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham.
No,
Tottenham
City.
will finish higher than Liverpool. I'll give you that.
Okay.
That's my little prediction.
Ooh, shots fired here.
But anyway, so that's been our episode for this week. We hope you enjoyed the interview with Stephen Taylor. We really enjoyed interviewing him. You know,
Yes.
he's a great guy. And we appreciate all the fan engagement during the week on our posts.
Yeah, guys, keep those
and all the
fan talk questions coming.
Next week, hopefully, we can do a few more fan talk questions. So get stuck in on the posts.
Yep.
Don't forget to follow us on all our socials. You know, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. You can find us at Coach Killers Podcast.
Yep, we are everywhere, people.
And so until next week, you've been great, and we've been the Coach Killers Podcast.
Ciao.
Ciao, ragazzi.